The reason I bought this car, because I bought my memories. I'm an immigrant from the Netherlands, Holland, you know, wooden shoes, chocolate. And I grew up with it, and my cousin still has one in Holland. And so I decided to get one, try to find one and fix it up. So finally found a guy in Portland, Oregon, who had a picture in the quarterly club letter. So he said, well, when are you going to drive up to test drive? I go, no, I'm not driving up. I said, send your cashier's check. I'll send my car carrier, take it down here. So he said, okay. So we agreed on the price, did that. And then immediately after that, I took it into the body shop, then into the interior upholstery shop. And then my mechanic, who's French and specializes in Citroens. And what you see now is my ideas, my colors, what I wanted to do. Air-cooled engine, 2-cylinder. It's got a crank even if the battery dies on me, but these are so light we can push and pop the clutch. They started at 9 horsepower in 48, went up to 12 horsepower because the roads improved, went up to 18 horsepower, roads improved, and then finally they did the 602cc 29 horsepower engine, 2 cylinders, and that's how they ended the show. And so that's what I've got in here, but I had my mechanic put in a big bore kit for an extra 50 cc's, a power tube for an extra 10-15 cc's, so I've got 660 cc's and probably 31 horsepower now. I can keep up in traffic anywhere off the freeway. I can keep up on the freeway in the right-hand lane. I can do max 72, but I hold it at 60, 65. It's got drums in the back, and it's got the inboard discs. And that was the latest thing they put in these models. It was the model with the most goodies on it. That's why I wanted the Charleston. It was the most popular design, sold the most cars. So I said to my body shop, I says, make all the maroon on the outside red as you can get it, and repaint, of course, black, and then all the dents are out, and then make it look nice. And that's kind of what I got. But the design, that's a sticker on there, or a graphic. You see this white stripe and the black stripe from front to back. If somebody bought it and wanted to take that off, they can just rip that off. Charleston came out of the factory with that design. Yeah, in fact, there were 2 white stripes and another thinner one, but I like this better. So. And then, it had a backup light, which you see, and I had my mechanic install the backup light. It would have been metal showing down below in maroon, and just the basic seats with the cloth, which was diamond shaped, interior, and the plain steering wheel. I've had the steering wheel, of course, done, the leather and all that, but it was plain, the gray bumpers. There was nothing fancy about it, but it was a very popular model. So all the ones you'll see, if you see them on Auto Trader, Car Gurus, Bring a Trailer, Hemmings, like I've got this Hemmings, all the ones you see are in gotta be fixed condition, or if they are in condition to drive, they're at factory standards or below. Nobody's done above that like I did. And I knew, I dare say this is probably the nicest looking one in the US. I won't say the world, because there's some real fanatics out there in different countries, 15-inch by 125, so in the tires. So the 5-inch wide tires, 125 millimeter. And that's how they came out of the factory, because they could, if you go to the beach, I could drive it on the beach. Plowed field, I could drive it through a plowed field. No problem. But it's got everything that makes it simple. And it was so simple that they didn't have room for a mechanism to roll up your window, so they just split the window and you just pop it up with a little simple mechanism. And the push-out windows in the back there, I got that done myself because they never made them like that. But in Argentina, they had the 2 CVs, and they did a little extra here and there, and they called it a 3 CV. And so they had pop-in windows put in. And so there was a guy who went to Argentina and bought 6 sets of those out of the junkyard. Put an ad in, and I got one of the 6 sets. I immediately slammed that buy button. And so told my mechanic when it was there, I says, put these in, do all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. you know, do it right, big bore kit, all that stuff. So I've got a unique car with a unique push-out windows, with the power tube and the big bore kit. So the 3 items that you see a 2CV and doesn't have it. My seats are leather. I specifically said I gotta have leather because everybody else has got that crappy cloth stuff. And I want piping, I want contrast, I want embroidery on the seats. I want the whole ball of wax and then some, you know. And you know, money well spent, because long after, like I tell my customers, long after the money's forgotten, the job is still there. And it's so true, you know.